Welcome back to another episode of Father Time with D'Amico and Blair, a podcast where dads talk about balancing fatherhood, relationships, careers, and passions. I'm D'Amico, the resident dad to a wackadoo toddler, and this week, baby girl's just been a real clingy, and I'm loving it. Snuggle babies are the best.
And I'm your play partner, host, and most your country cousin, Sir Winnie, aka Blair, the father to a 7-year-old who legit is battling all the emotions, which both you niggas will have full understanding of with being girl dads. The emotions get big as shit early as hell.
Yeah, I'm not one of your little friends. Y'all remember one time I actually tried to.
Niggas, let's just introduce your name first. we didn't even told you that you're you yet. We didn't even told niggas that it's you.
Okay.
All right. That's funny as hell. We got all the way.
We got Roger Steele, motherfuckers. Y'all know what it is. Y'all heard the voice. We ain't too much to hype up the realest nigga in golf, bro. We got Roger Steele, West Side's finest,
Mr. Real Talk, Mr. No Gimmies.
Yeah.
Yo, Mr. Stop being trash on the golf course.
Yeah,
Coach Roger.
Yeah, straight up.
The dad everyone wanted to hear from. Like, let me tell you, every interview we've had, every guest has recommended, yo, you got to get Roger on. You got to get Roger on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Roger on.
Man, I appreciate y'all first for having me. Hey, I just want everybody out there listening to know, like, if they ask you to be on the Father Time podcast, you at least got to wait 2 months. Because, I mean, the boys is booked and busy. D'Amico was like, hey, man, we want you. Me and Blair want you on the podcast. We're like, oh, shit, we can do it this week. He's like, no. See, we're going to need you in like a month and a half. It's like 6 weeks from now. We got stuff lined up.
Roger, we usually ask every guest that comes on the podcast one specific question. Who are your top 5 fictional fathers?
Ooh, top 5 fictional fathers. All right, so I'm going to have to kick it off with Mufasa. That was probably my earliest exposure, like, to what it meant to be a father. Man, I mean, I remember crying watching that movie like several times when I was younger, bro. Like, it was like I couldn't, like, I think to this day, if that scene came on in Lion King, bro, I probably like, I can't watch that. It made me so uncomfortable. Yeah, I think Mufasa at the top of the list. I would say, I know he's not, I mean, he was a father, but he wasn't his father, but Uncle Phil, growing up on Uncle Phil, because it just showed how being a father is about more than fathering your child, right? Like, you're supposed to provide guidance to a whole community.
Yep.
And I think that he did that. I think that he did that very well. Another one that's kind of like off the beaten path a bit. Y'all ever seen Bronx Tale? I mean, but hey, growing up in Chicago, all we did was praise them mafia movies. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up though.
Bronx Tale is like, yeah, but Bronx Tale is a crazy one. And it's this dude on there, his name is Sonny. And he's not even the kid's father, but he becomes a father figure to him. But Sonny
on the block, I do know what you're talking about.
Game that he was. But Bronx Tale, Sonny, I thought that he was a dope father figure. Again, it speaks to that point where, like, at the end of the day, like, we all became fathers when the women in our lives gave birth to children, but our responsibilities as father figures is like way beyond that in my mind. And so I do look outside of just the household to say, like, who is a dope father to me. Who else? Man, what was my boy name? Chris Gardner, Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith.
Yep.
That's not even fictitious. That's not even fictitious though.
That's
a real
fictitious real. Like, yeah. That's fiction, nonfiction.
Hey,
it blurs the line.
Yeah, that was a dope one. I just like, that unwavering commitment to figuring it out, and just the weight that must have had on him, bro. And to be able to see something like that through, and for that to be a real story, that was super heavy. A fifth one, I was thinking about this too. You know what? I got to give it to Liam Neeson on Taken, bro.
This nigga here.
What? I don't know about that because
Hey,
there were sequels to
This
that
nigga's
movie.
a bad
no,
dad.
Yo, there were
No,
sequels.
no, 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 no. He was a bad dad by letting this shit happen. But like he told his daughter, like, no, they gonna take you. But just
the
know this.
original take.
Your daddy is that nigga. I'm getting you back.
Yeah, yeah. Liam Neeson on Taken, bro. That's like, oh yeah, that's. And we ain't stopping till it's over. We not stopping till it's over. You know, anything
Oh
happened to
yeah.
my baby
But how
girl.
do you let it get? How do you let it get that far?
But no, it was
Bro,
just
you can't
it was out of
control. You
his
can't control.
circumstances.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
control
Like, you
your
know,
past coming back to bite you in the ass. You can't control that.
and then it's like your daughter, you know, his daughter. It was kind of random how it happened, you know what I mean? But it was just his daughter went on a like a international trip with some homies. A guy followed them to their little hostel, set them up, ran in the crib. Hey, she tried to hide under the bed. She called her dad. She was like, "Dad, what should I do? What should I do?" He was like, "They're gonna take you." They're my top five fathers, though. You know,
I love that. Like, it's crazy because we get guests on here, and sometimes you get like those. I wouldn't say generic, but like the everyday answers. You know, we all grew up in the '90s
yeah,
television, 2000. So we're gonna say Mufasa or Uncle Phil. But
Yeah,
after
Uncle Phil,
that,
yeah.
you kind of get into like some like Liam Neeson's is dope. I really didn't even think about Sonny. From Bronx Tale, because as you were talking about explaining the movie, Bronx Tale definitely is a movie that I have seen before. Cause like became cool with Sonny because he kept his mouth shut. Kept his damn mouth shut. I don't know who it was. I don't know who shot who. And he was like, all right, I like your
yeah,
boy. You gonna come work for me.
yeah.
Uh,
Your boy shot
your
me.
boy, a
Yeah,
good one. A while back, you posted is like people talk about how they want this Instagram like social media content shit until you get it and you realize you on the road a lot. Like you ain't because this be times when you post, and we'll talk about this because it's going to kind of phase into the parenting thing. Like you're on the road so much, and not only on the road so much, you're getting pulled from so many different avenues. How is it truly balancing? At least right now for you, like you have the most like raw version of this answer. How is it balancing right now? Rain, your lady at home, and then every single solitary entity that needs Roger Steele to make sure that their company blows up because you move the needle, and that's the praise part that we'll give you later on. But just like a little nugget, my nigga, you move the needle. Whatever you say, whether it's a 45-year-old white man at a course or a 21-year-old dude who just saw me with a trap golf hoodie on. Hey, bro, no gimmies, remember? I'm like, you don't even know golf that well, but I know what you're talking about. And I know who you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. No, I really appreciate that, bro. But to answer that question, man, it is it's been increasingly difficult because I guess like the thing that I was used to before, and with my lady, with Tori, she when she came into my life, she understood what it was, and she was constantly helping, like, keep moving the ball, keep moving the ball, keep moving the ball. And so now it's tough that you got two balls that you're trying to move, and and the new one that came is more important than the other one. But the other one is and it's this duality of like, I know that I have to do these things, but if I lose them, I could figure out something else to do, but I can't mess it up with her. But on the other side of it, it's like everything that I do professionally, like I've always dreamt of. Like it's a dream. Like my life is a dream, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but it's like the things that I get to do. I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't got no sleep. I'm stressed out, but like, man, I dreamt that I would be able to do these things. And so the thought of losing those things because of my obligations as a parent is like a frightening juxtaposition. It's like frightening to have to contemplate that, but the reality of the situation, and all of my partners have been super cool, super supportive, you know what I mean? But in the back of your mind, you realize that, like, with anything that you're doing in the industry perspective, like if you're not being productive, like your time will be up, your days will be numbered. And so I'm just constantly contemplating, like, what does productivity look like being an active father? How are you active, in this space, and being an active father simultaneously, and trying to like hold myself to realistic expectations. And then too, like my lady, she worked with me. She was helping me she was shooting stuff, editing stuff, helping me on the administrative side. Like she was in it. And so now, like you ask yourself, like, what's Mike without Scotty? And it's like work side, it's like, damn, like you start to feel it. Like you like, ooh, uh, and so it is no small task, but I'm appreciative to be in the situation that I'm in. Because I think about it like, they're from this stage forward, I don't know if there would have been an opportune time where like becoming a father would have made more sense. And just to clear the record, like us having a child was not planned, right? Like it was just, you know,
Same, baby. That shit was like a hey. We broke up a couple
yeah,
weeks ago.
oh,
You pulled up to the crib,
oh.
and guess what? We got a baby, nigga. She legit called me. Was like, she dropped me off at my homie house and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Walgreens real quick." And I was like, "What's that Walgreens?
Yeah.
What's that Walgreens?" Oh man, it was crazy. It was a scary moment. But no, like the thing is, you never blink though, right?
Oh, bro, the creation of life is, I mean, it's just such a beautiful thing, bro. And it's like, I being a father is on my list. It was on my list of things that I wanted to do. I didn't know the timing. I didn't know how much I needed to mature to be able to do that. And I do feel like it was just kind of, it presented itself. I didn't go out looking for it. You know what I mean? But I was very open to like the implications of it because I knew that I was at a place in life where like I could do this. Like I knew that, you know, I knew enough. I felt like I had enough support. I feel like I understood life enough and I had good enough relationships to where, okay, I'm in the best position for this to be a reality. So like let's not be weird about it, you know? Um, and I knew that Tori would be a great mom. I met her family. I knew that they would be very supportive. I knew my father would be elated. You know what I mean? So as I was sitting back looking at it and thinking of it, Tori shared some tears. We had some quiet days like early on, just like man, and but as I continued to think about it, I was like, this is a great situation for us to bring life into the world because I know that we're both going to approach this very well intentioned. We both going to bring our best selves to it,
Oh
and
yeah, for sure.
and yeah, I don't have no regrets. I don't have I'm very proud of like of her. Uh, my respect level for her, it was already as high as I thought it could go, but then I cut out a little hole in the roof so it could keep going. You know what I
There you
mean?
go. Yeah,
Uh,
let them blessings fall in.
and so, yeah, yeah. So I'm very proud of where we are, and I'm elated to be in the situation that we're in. But that doesn't make navigating the situation any easier.
For sure. Yeah.
It's
For
it's
sure.
like even in these 6 weeks. I mean, not even in just the 6 weeks, but it was even like a month leading up to it. Like Tori told me like, hey, yo, a month before our projected due date, you got to shut it down. And I was like, shut it down. What? Whoa,
What that mean?
what shut it down? What do you mean when you say that? You want me to give you a window a day? You want me to shut it down for 3 hours a day? You know what I mean?
So I can schedule
He was like,
myself out for you between 9 and 5.
he was like, nah, like you gotta sit your ass down. This can happen at any moment. You need to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So even just sitting down and just that stillness there, like that anxiety, like man, you start to feel like man, the world passing you by, things are happening you're not a part of, like, and it do create like this, this like anxiety, this FOMO, because you always asking yourself when you're in a situation like mine, it's like, are people gonna love you tomorrow? Are they gonna love you? And so it's sad that as self assured as I feel at times, and as good of friends that I feel that I have, it's just still it's no telling people gonna love you. They're gonna feel the same way about you tomorrow. And my livelihood at this juncture is contingent on people feeling the way. And so I just it creates a lot of anxiety just trying to navigate who do you need to be, who is the authentic you, like are you acting in your best interest, are you acting because this is who you are, or are you acting a certain way or doing certain things because you feel you have to do these things to chase this this relevancy or this this perception or whatever. And those are like the daily talks that I have with myself. Like, is this because you want to do it? Or is this because you think other people would like it if you did it? You know
Oh,
what I mean? Like that's
Mm.
real conversation daily that you have with yourself when you're making any content you make. Is it because you want to do it, or is it because this is what you expect? This is what you think people are expecting of you.
you do not understand. You don't understand the like peel back that answer, how deep that you gave it, how intricate that you gave it. You don't know how like revealing that is for the person that just started following you and is intimidated by Roger, and the celebrity status to reach out and to comment or to have those back and forths, or even to like some of your friends who probably don't know this part of Roger. This is insanely revealing, bro, because it is your entire livelihood is based on how many people can fuck with what you put out. And it goes back to what I brought up
Yeah,
earlier, is like you being a needle pusher. Like, it's crazy from a fan's point of view, because as a grown man to another grown man, like I am a fan of what you have been able to do in this small niche space. So kick that shit, like kick that soft shit, like, or that too tough shit. I'm a
yeah,
hella fan of Roger
yeah.
Steele. I talk about Roger Steele on the golf course like I know that nigga, and this is my first time legit talking to Ka.
But bro, what I'm doing is just us though. Like this is like I am not unique. The unique part is that I have been afforded the opportunity to represent us at a larger scale.
And I
Like you
think
know what I
that's why
mean? Like it's
people
not
gravitate to you, bro. That's why I say
yeah,
you're a
like there,
needle mover.
bro,
That's why I
yeah,
say
but
that.
it's like so with that being the case, you start to think about your value proposition in real time. And this is kind of like some of the conflicts that I've had. Like I get these opportunities, bro, and
Mm.
it's just, man, like if I tell you some of the things that I've done, that I've been able to do, that I've been afforded the opportunity to do, like it like it'll make a broke nigga throw up. Like just the things that, hey bro, like I'm just on some real shit. On some real shit. Like I'm just telling you, like I'm blessed, bro.
Hey, no, that
I'm
hey,
so
when God talk to you the right way, you can talk like this. So keep going.
bro, I am so blessed, bro. I'm so blessed. But every day I look at myself and I'll be like, bro, why you though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there are people that are better at golf. There are people that that can, like tell story tell. Like I grew up around storytelling.
Bro,
Chicago.
it's because you're the perfect combination of it all. That's why. Like yeah, there could be better golfers, there could be better storytellers, but like you mix that shit up
Bro,
perfectly,
You
that's what you
got
get.
us, like you
and, I,
just
and
said. You got us.
and that's something that I've grown to appreciate is that I kind of roll a bunch of things into one, right? But I also think that there are way more people that have like this mix of skill sets that like, yo, they need opportunity. Like they, you know what I mean? Like they
Hmm.
need like support, they need backing, they need amplification. And what for as much as I appreciate you calling me a needle mover, my where I feel like I'm failing is that I'm not able to create as much success for like other black men alongside me that 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 I like it's not fun when you get to do something and go somewhere and then other people can't and you can't impact their ability to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
bro, but on my side, like when I think about like what real success look like you can't say that you're successful until you can create success. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
until you can help facilitate success. Like what is it like? What does it matter? Like, oh man, he got this deal, this deal, this deal, this deal. It's like, bro, like, but if I can't like get company XYZ to allocate funds to like this, that, or another, like what does this all mean? Because all of this stuff is very mission
Yeah.
driven, right? Like the reason that I'm here is because we're supposed to be streamlining what it looks like to have us be welcomed into this space, right? And on the back end of me being welcomed into this space, more and more people are like us are supposed to be welcomed into this space. So like if I'm not achieving that, then what am I doing? What does like all of the access matter if it doesn't create more opportunities for others? Or sometimes the conversation is, do I want too much too fast? Am I trying to do too much overnight.
Ooh.
Like when you look at some of the schools, like Barack Obama,
Mm.
under like for his 2 terms, like is the change that he wanted to make is that just not something that's realistic within those 2 terms? Is it just not possible? You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I'm constantly struggling with this concept of like, bro, how do we create more success for other people? How do we get these opportunities extended to make sure that more people have more runway to do more things in the space? And for me, until I solve for that, I don't feel like I've moved the needle in a meaningful way. Maybe I moved the needle in making more Black people feel comfortable in the ecosystem, but like until you could get more people to allocate more energy and effort towards like actually including us in the space,
Yeah.
what have you done? Now, and this is not to discredit. I got some great partners that have done some great things. Like I'm working with like United Airlines. They cutting like a $500,000 check a year to support HBCU golf. That's crazy.
Shout out.
Top Golf. Top Golf.
Shout out.
Grabbed up a bunch of the APGA players. Like, yo, we're gonna give you a little bag. You know what I mean? Top Golf. Give you clubs. Blah 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 blah. Like, we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna look out for you. I mean, I've worked with brands that have stepped in and said like, yo, we care about the things you care about. You know what I mean? But I am struggling trying to figure out how do you do that at scale.
Trust but verify, brother. You're doing it the right way. Again, I'm not trying to tell you how to do things because I'm a nigga who my success that I have up here and the podcast that I've had before and all that is solely predicated off of seeing the successes of yourself, of Wayno, of Bradford in this space. And I only say like legit you and Bradford because I've had conversations with you. You've DM'd me whenever you've seen me and my daughter together and you've been like, bro, like this is it. So I've always known that you're going to be a dope dad in that sense. But like you and Bradford, in my eyes, blend who I am perfectly. I'm going to be as blunt as possible and unapologetically me, Southside, Black nigga. Like I am a Panther through and through. But I know that to get into these places, to leave a crack in the door, I have to maneuver a certain way. So what you have to see for yourself is, yes, you are moving the needle in the opening up the space for Black people, but you're also giving like a little hint to some company that might not be airlines or doers or, Trap Golf or any of those guys. You're giving them a little look to be like, all right, well, instead of if we can't get Roger because his bag a little too big, let's see if we can get a Will Lowry. Let's see if we can get an Eric Lottery. Let's see if we can get one of us. I'll put us in there. You see that? You see how I did
that?
Yo, dude,
one of us.
We got a bottle.
Hey, my dog.
Hey, put me on a mailing list. I'm cutting this part off. I'm cutting this part off.
I'm running low.
I'm cutting this part
off.
Make
sure y'all get the 12 too.
Nah,
hey, get the 12 though. Get the 12 too, man. The 12 is nice.
All right,
man.
The 19 and the 12.
Bro, this is the one you sent me for the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open edition, bro.
Yeah, this was my first Father's gift.
Father's Day gift.
Because you put in bro, you are so backhandedly complimentary. It's ridiculous, bro.
That's hilarious.
Like you backhanded compliment shit about being a dad, about like, yo, like hopefully you're a better dad than you are a golfer. That was kind of the sentiment that you gave me.
That was the intended sentiment. I'm glad that
I appreciate that.
I'm
glad that
it landed exactly. It did. It had me question things. I'm like, I don't know if I will enjoy this bottle, but
obviously he did. But no, bro, like you are creating at least the inclination from other companies to want to work with people who might not be as sophisticatedly diverse as you. Most people don't have degrees who are trying to get into the social media space. So a lot of people are just like, do I work with this guy? Do I not? But you're making it at least comfortable enough for these people to have conversations with people that might not be the normal demographic when you look for golf. So you work hard because that's what you want to do as a perfectionist. I feel like you are. You're going to keep grinding and working hard. But I tell this to all of our guests. With that part, just take a second to like be grateful for where you are, 10 toes in the ground for where you've come from. At least the story that I heard, hitting a really impressive driver in front of your boss at like a corporate event. The next shot that you had was a bad shot. And then that's what made you want to do this. And it's just blew you up.
I think that, as I think through how the other ways to be impactful with these platforms, and I think about, now becoming somebody that my daughter would be proud of. For me, it's a lot about, how do we all educate each other, back and forth. And that's definitely a two-way street, where it's like, how do I educate all of us on the things that I've seen, and where there's opportunity, and where there's orientations to maybe, skip a few steps or two and kind of accelerate the growth, or whatever the case. And two is like, from the outside perspective, how can the world educate me on how I could better serve? Because you don't get, opportunities like this to just be of service to self, right? Like, so I'm just constantly wondering, what are the things that I need to do to be of service to others? You know what I mean? Like, just the other day, like when we started that group chat, D'Amico, with all the people, I'm like, yo, who in Chicago, bro? Let's put a group chat together. Let's figure out, what we call link up, spend time together, is with the orientation of how do we provide more service, like, to each other, and creating opportunities, to be of service to each other. And that's like the whole thing with social media, man, that I think people miss the mark on, is like, the whole point of social media is to be social. If you're not talking to people on social media, if you're not willing to hear other perspectives outside of your own, if you literally go on to social media and just posting, like, you're not doing it right. You're not, you literally are like defeating the purpose of having a platform that allows two-way communication. So, I'm really trying to optimize how I engage, and how I educate, and I'm educated by others.
Whoa. Hold on just a second. Before we dive any further into the episode, we got to take a quick moment to thank you, the amazing Father Time family, for tuning in. We seriously appreciate you hanging out with us and exploring the wild world of fatherhood as we try to balance it with relationships, careers, and passions, and all the glorious chaos that comes with it. Now, if we discuss something today that sparked a question or maybe even a personal story you'd like to share, don't be shy. Drop some knowledge in the comments or slide in the DMs. We'd love to hear from you. Oh, and be sure to follow us at FatherTimePod on all social media platforms for exclusive content, behind the scenes, and much, much more. You won't want to miss it. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We wouldn't want you to miss out on a single dose of Father Time wisdom or laughs. We try our best. All right, that's enough from us. Let's get back to the episode. Peace. I want to go back to what you were talking about with the anxiety of what you do and how you do it. One, thank you for kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit. Like Blair was saying, like, that's going to shed some light to a lot of the people that don't know you personally on the struggle that you go through day in, day out of being authentically you, and making sure every brand that you work with or every project that you work on aligns with who you are, without a doubt. But going back to the anxiety, like, let's talk about how do you deal with that anxiety and try to find the balance and to keep yourself grounded in those moments of worry.
You know what? Like, I think it's like on the content side, how you deal with the anxiety of being like a personality, is like, you have to remember that, first of all, everything is it has an expiration. So to even try to make something last longer than it should organically is kind of like, that's not authentic. Because when people are like tired of you, like, let them be tired. You know what I mean? Like, let them rest. And let them get their rest while they have fond memories, and then maybe they'll come back again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, for me, it's remembering that, like, my goal is not to make people love me forever. You know what I mean? As long as they rock with me, they can. But I do think that everybody that I come across like on this journey, I do want them to know if I've had an interaction with you that was genuine, and I do consider you like, you know, a friend. And as much as I could say that relative to our level of connection. So don't chase, don't chase relevance, and don't chase, you know, like don't if everybody get 15 minutes of fame, don't get caught up trying to chase the 16th. You know what I mean? Just take your time, enjoy it, you know, and then because when you accept the fact that, you know, it don't have to last forever, you know, that gives you the appreciation in those moments to just be yourself. You know what I mean? It just allows you to just let go and just be who you were brought there to be. Like they brought you there for you. Especially like mine is so different because I literally just got to be myself, and then they were like, "Yo, just come here and do that." Like, do what? Do that, the thing. Like, what is the thing? The thing. You doing it right now. Like, what? Like, you
This,
just want me to get this. Like,
You got it. What is
the
it?
back and forth,
just do this.
the back and forth, the
Like,
talk
like,
thing, the loud thing, the hands.
shit, yeah, you know what I mean? They like, just do the thing, but don't curse. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I won't do that. No, but it's so I was so blessed because I came into it like in a very organic way, and then when I'm called to do things, they just want me to be myself, which is like such a blessing. Which is why when people get on social media and they try to be characters, or when they try to like be something that they not and people can see through it, I'm like, bro, like is that sustainable? Like, what about the days you don't feel like being you? Like, I mean, what about the days you don't feel like being that? Like, you got to be that. You don't have no choice to be that. And like the thing that's so dope about my situation is that like because I'm me, people know that I got sides of me. Like I'm petty sometimes, I'm charitable sometimes, I'm focused and proactive sometimes. I'm a degenerate sometimes. I'm drunk sometimes. I'm high sometimes. Like it's just like I get to be a human,
Yeah,
and that is so damn liberating, bro.
yeah.
And so like the only time the anxiety comes is when I try to be too many things to too many people. And I realize in order for you to be impactful in this world, you don't need everybody to fuck with you.
Say
You
that.
don't need like that. It's not necessary. And so as soon as I let go of the expectation that I need everybody to fuck with me, like everything becomes so much easier. It becomes so much easier, you know. And you know, there's other things too, like there's performance orientations in this as well. Like if you ever have to do something live, like man, I get to do stuff with CBS, like during the PJ Championship. You know, they got me like at the desk, like, oh, this shot into 17. What do you think about that?
You
You know
just
what I
had
mean? And
media
I'm like,
access at the Masters, my nigga, asking questions and shit.
yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like you know, when you get those opportunities, you got to ask yourself, like, what if I mess up? What happens? Like what really happened if I mess up? I say the wrong thing, whatever. Like I don't get to come back. Like, and then
Cool.
you don't get to come back. Like, is that the worst thing? And then if they said that you couldn't come back, but then you like, you know, went, you know, pledge your case and really said like, yo, I learned from my mistakes and I'll do it better next time, they'll probably let you do it again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you think about what the consequences are for failure, like they really don't be that bad, like in a grand
It's
scheme of things.
Dad
You know what I
jokes.
mean?
it's giving like it's given like that, like Booker T or Stephen A. accidentally drop a nigga on live TV. It's
Yeah.
giving that, like, what can really happen if I slip? Because I am from the west side of Chicago. It can happen.
Yeah.
What are the
It's
ramifications?
a huge fear of mine to be on TV or at any event. And just, hey Blair, you know, we actually do we enjoy your company, man. It's like, hey, I fuck with y'all niggas too, man. Like that will happen. That would be a natural response. I am that dude, and it's out of love though. You know how many times I called? Who did we have on our first episode? Keith. I called Keith nigga like 15 times in that episode. Just like it's to me, it's just a word. It's like, hey, look at that nigga over there. These niggas is crazy. I'm Bernie Mac when it comes to that. Motherfucker is like nothing.
But what if a white person said to you though?
I'm not that. Bro, I watch so many World Star fights that I know the niggas on World Star say nigga. Like white boys say World Star nigga all the time. It's just like a starter word. It's like bitch at this point to me. Now, if you call me
So
one in particular, then we got problems. But
so you cool with it being said, as long as it's not said at you.
yeah, just because who am I to like play both sides of the coin like that? I can say it freely to you, Now, none of my white boys have said it to me. Like, none of the white homies, they're like, no, Blair, we're good. We'll
Yeah,
pass. But I'm like, oh, like,
yeah,
say it. I just want to see if you're going to say it. And they're like, no, 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 no,
yeah.
we're good.
I got mixed feelings on that, man. Like I feel that the orientation of it is that that word was used as means to it was the origins of it are very oppressive in nature,
For sure.
right?
For
And it
sure.
was used as means to tear down our people, and I think that it's like a testament to our resilience, right? That we would take something that was so negatively intended
Mm-hmm.
and turn it into something that was endearment, right? That's like crazy.
It's insane.
You know what I mean? It's actually insane, right? And that's the thing that when I think about like black culture as a whole, it's like, man, like you say I'm a needle mover, but like black culture moves the needle like everywhere you put it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so, but you think about why black culture moves the needle, and it's really because of the resilience, right? Like that's what people really appreciate about us. Knowing everything that black Americans have been through, the fact that they can still create, the fact that they can still enjoy, the fact that they can still celebrate, the fact that they can thrive,
Mm-hmm.
when on the back end of such harsh treatment, the fact that they could still elevate to the apex of society when they had literally everything, like everything working against them, whole systems conspired against them.
Yeah.
Like people just fuck with our resilience, right? And so when I look at the word nigga, I look at that as, that is an element of our resilience.
Yeah.
That's like a metaphor for our resilience. But because I look at it that way, it is something that is ours. You know what I'm saying?
Got
And
you.
I do think that word should be like when somebody says it, it's like why are you saying it? Are you saying it because it's cool because you heard it a lot? Are you saying it because it's in rap song? Are you like why are you saying it?
Okay.
You know, and
So,
then I be I caught a white boy saying it before. And I'm like, bro, why you just tell me like why you saying that so much? And then immediately he get defensive and back out of like, oh, bro, like it wasn't even that, blah blah blah. Da, da, da. And I pretty much said the same thing I'm saying to you, like, yo, understand like where this word came
yeah.
from and why it's being used the way that it's being used today is really because it's like it's like an element of black resilience against this like all of this negative intent. And when people use that word loosely, I'm just kind of confused on what their intentions are. Like, are you making light of everything that's going into like why this
Oh.
word is being used? You know what I mean? So I just,
Oh, okay,
I,
okay. Small
that's,
background.
that's double edged, right?
Got
It's like
you.
I'm playing both sides. I'm playing both sides, but like those are some of the things that I think of when I hear the word. Obviously, when I'm talking to the right group of folks, that is probably every second or third word that's being exchanged.
That
But yeah, I'm always
and that definitely is me. Only because my great grandfather is from Nigeria. So when he came here and when I was raised by him, it was me and my homeboys hearing it in rap songs, and I said it in front of him, and we had to sit down and watch Roots, and then we had to write
yeah.
an entire like dissertation about why black people should be upheld to a certain standard, and then it went to all right, homeschooling. Now, nigga, you are an African American studies high school student your entire career. So it's like I get 1,000% what you're saying. I can't beat up the world though, and I also
Yeah,
can't change what motherfuckers do when they're not around me. Because what happened is
yeah,
there would be people who would just say it and was be in front of them and chin check them or call them out, and it's the back down. But that's only a back down because you in front of me. You're still gonna
100%.
go home and do it. And the one thing that I thought of was nigga in golf. Having brands with the phrase nigga in it in golf creates it to where it becomes more lucrative and easy for the white people to say because they've bought it. So now they have, and this is not a knock to Eric, and we'll cut this part out, but now they have a piece of,
I think it's a good discussion. I mean, it's a discussion, bro,
but no,
amongst
like
black people.
it's more, this is more of a discussion that I would like to have me, you, D'Amico, and Eric in person, not some shit that he would have to see and think that I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? Uh, So it's like,
I don't think he would take. I don't think he would take it that way either. You
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
I
But
don't know. I don't know,
he,
cuz. That's the thing. I don't know, cuz.
he very very cool dude, bro. Very cool dude. But
Gave me my best nickname ever.
Michael, D'Amico Midas touch.
Bringing Miko Midas.
Nico
That was the best nickname I had ever been given in my life.
No, but that's where I see it too. So I'm with you. With it's a double-edged sword. I do use it hella freely. I have a mixed daughter. She's white and black. She has now said it at her mom's house, and her mom called me in an instant. Hey, so your daughter said the word that I've been dreading her saying. So you want to come over and talk? You want to talk to me about it? So I'm not well educated enough to where I'm like dismissive of your conversation. What you've said to me has just added tools to when I talk later on about this exact conversation. I have more than just my POV about it. So I appreciate you for like bringing it to my.
Same, I appreciate yours too, though, bro. Like you know what I mean. It's like I'm at this place in life where I'm just trying to find less and less things to be up in arms about. You know what I mean? It's like
Because
there's so many things.
your daughter is the one thing you'll take it all the way for. So like you can't be up about everything. Daddy can't be a gorilla 24/7 now. Now you got to pick and choose. As a black man, it's scary having a little girl, especially in the city. I want to talk about that. That is a question I want to ask. Being in the city, you and Tori took shooting lessons before baby girl was born. What kind of initiated that entire process? And is that something that you took into account because of I'm always out, there's a fear thing, or you wanted your girl to stay ready so she ain't got to get ready?
Wait, what you asked? You said what initiated what process?
The process of you guys going to take like the gun license classes and stuff. Yeah.
It's just like I do travel with her being pregnant. Like it's just I don't know, bro. Like it's just it's that even that step is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Like at the end of the day, I do want Tori to understand how she could defend herself and how she could protect our household and herself if ever she, feels the need to, feels compelled to. But you see too much going on to just be one of those people that get caught standing by. You know what I mean? And it's just like I think about like now my worst fears in life, and it's like somebody trying to snatch me out my car while I got my baby in the back seat. You know what I mean? Or like I think about somebody trying to run up on me and take something while I'm pushing the stroller like around my neighborhood, or all of these moments that I think of where how defenseless I would feel if I didn't have anything to protect myself and my family. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
I do feel like a part of manhood, a part of fatherhood is if you know that there are evils in this world, you have to be prepared to face those evils on behalf of your family.
Yes, sir.
And as far as bringing Tori into the mix, I will 100% say that I believe that women are, like the superior gender. You know what I mean?
Say that.
So like, but even it comes down to things like chess. Like the queen is the most powerful person on the board. Like obviously you get the king, the game ends. But the queen is like she's ferocious. You look at how lions work. You look at other apex predators. Like female lions really like do all of the hunting, the killing, and you know what I mean. And it's like they kind of like run through dudes. Like if a dude is weak and he get whooped, it's like yo bye.
Yeah. Goodbye,
and,
nigga.
hey, bring in such and such. You know what I mean? So when I
bring in Jamal
spiders,
from the other pride. Go ahead and get Jamal in here.
With spiders, with all of these other like these queens are so powerful. So I just like Tori, you a competitor, you're strong-minded, strong-willed. Like there's no reason that like if something is happening to us, like you shouldn't be idly standing by and letting this stuff happen either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I'm always gonna be the first line of defense. You know what I mean? But Tori, you a warrior in and of yourself. Like
she just don't know it
both
yet.
we both got to protect. We both have to protect things that are ours. So it's like I first, checked in. I didn't force that on her or nothing, but it's like, yo, I want you to feel comfortable enough to defend yourself because this is what the bad people are doing.
Yeah. And if
You know
they
what I
got it, we
mean?
gotta have it too. My wife,
Yeah. What's that?
Yo, that
It's that
actually,
quote. It's that quote that say, the only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing.
ooh,
You know what I mean? The only thing that it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing. I think that's the quote in some way, shape, or form. And so it's like, are you gonna be a dude that do nothing?
mm,
And I can't be that. I can't be that.
I feel you.
I
Yeah.
can't
yeah.
be that.
Yeah.
And it's even like the concealed carry thing, like having it is crazy, right? Just the fact that like and you understand the gravity, like as soon as you put it, like as soon as you like put it on your person, you like, man, like wrong circumstances and this situation could get very out of hand, and lives would be altered.
My girl
You know what I
stays so
mean? Like,
close to me. That was my girl. You just heard
yeah,
right there,
yeah,
within arm's reach. But I'm ex-military. I'm
yeah,
ex-military, and I was shot in Chicago. I still don't know who shot me. I've been stabbed before, so my thought process when it comes to things like new parents like yourself and Tori going through it is like, fuck yeah, everybody should have it. It's the Second Amendment for a reason. And if you don't
yeah,
know about it, get one, get educated, and then have it. I don't think
yeah.
that there should ever be a person. And I know people have their issues. This is just how I feel. Come at me in the comment section if you want. But as an ex-military man, I feel like we all should have some type of protection for our home. And you ain't got to
At a
kill.
minimum.
You ain't got to kill nobody.
Yeah,
But I told my wife the racking of a shotgun has stopped a many crackheads in my time. So you
yeah,
ain't got to kill nobody. You just got to. The scare is enough. The fear is enough, and it goes back to the fear part. Fear is enough. You ain't got to do shit. If I just put fear in you, it might make you step back
but yeah.
some.
But the implications of like once it's out,
Oh, I know that for sure. Once
Yeah,
it's
you know,
drawn, like once my
yeah,
sword is
yeah,
drawn, I have to draw blood. Like we both understand that. But I never want to get to that point. Like being a combat engineer has taught me to be very particular about situations, and that goes back to what you were saying earlier about not like picking and choosing when you go crazy. With my wife, with D'Amico's help, with my therapist's help, I've been able to like push back a lot on when I go crazy. Like I'm not a crash test dummy. No one can push my buttons. But if you touch that door, my dog's bark should stop you. If that dog bark don't stop you, that's God's will. At that point, that's God's will. God's will.
that story that when you would post it about it, going to get the gun license with Tori, I screenshotted that and showed it to Kate. I was like, because we've had that conversation. We live on the
Nigga,
south
you've had
side.
shit like that
She was,
happen to you.
yeah, like she recently got mugged. Like it don't
Over.
matter where you live, that shit can happen.
yeah,
And I was like, well, we should probably have it like not to like carry around, but like to protect the house, to like if like you're saying, like if I'm not there, like you have something to protect you.
Roger, how does it feel this year, going into it with this episode being the one that we drop on Father's Day? How does it feel for you this year going into your first Father's Day, and how does like all the other Father's Day kind of match up, like you celebrating with your father to now you being able to celebrate with your father as a father?
yeah, yeah. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. We're gonna be out at the U.S. Open this year, out at Pinehurst in North Carolina, and so I'm trying to make the arrangements to get my dad out there. And, so we could spend some time. I'm gonna try to get Tori's dad out there. So we could all just spend some time together and kind of take in the implications of like, man, we growing. The generations keep going. But it's heavy, man. It's heavy. Making my father a grandfather, like it's a lot of joy that you feel as a son because obviously your success they live vicariously through, but to give them the joy of seeing that their creation has created, it's just seeing my dad hold his granddaughter and like, man, you see that she smiled at me. She smiled. I'm like, no, that was just an impulse reaction. She ain't smiling at
She
nobody
farted,
for real. Like,
nigga.
yeah, Yeah, she, change your diapers. You know what I mean? But I just think that it's not only is my daughter a gift to me, but she's a gift to our family, and it's a lot of joy that comes out of knowing that I was able to give my father the gift of knowing that, you know what I mean, like our family will continue to go on. You know what I mean? Because I do think about those things, like the legacy implications of being a father,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's just like when if your bloodline stops, like you know what I mean. That's supposed to be the whole thing about like queens and kings and royalty and all this stuff was just like this continuation of this bloodline. You know what I mean? And like, what is our family? What are our family values? What are our family principles? Like, what is our family about? And I just, I am starting to invest more heavily and think more intentionally about like, what is our family dynamic as a whole? Like, who are we as a family? And when my daughter comes of age and we can have these conversations, like, what are the values that I'm gonna try to instill in her and really drive home for her, uh, and have that be authentic to me and authentic to the ways in which my parents have raised me. But I just think that it'll be a very interesting point of reflection to have us all there and to be celebrating these three generations come together. You know what I mean? And to do it around golf. Like at the end of the day, golf gave me the ability to be a father comfortably. Like it'll break my heart if my daughter don't want nothing to do with golf. You know what I mean? Uh, but I will have her know that this game like gave you your upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
able to do things with you for you because of this game. You know what I mean? So like it or not, like this, hey, this game is a part of our family. You know what I mean? Like, and however you want to take that, you can. I'm not going to tell you that you got to do this, that, or another. But this understand that this game is a part of who we are. You know?
So, did we get a little hint as to the origin of your daughter's name? You talk about legacy, you talk about kings and queens. Are we talking about the reign?
Yeah, it's actually, if we had a boy, it was going to be Roger the third, right? You know what I mean? Because I'm a junior.
There you go.
So I was like, man, I had a girl, you know, my my lady's name is Victoria. Her full name is Victoria. Her father's name is Victor. But when you think about, the whole victory orientation, right? Like, what is the continuation of victory? And that's a reign.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really like, I love who Tori is. I love who my lady is, and I just wanted to, pay her homage and pay her father homage like through our daughter, and I thought that was like a pretty creative way to go about it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Uh, and
That's what's up.
yeah, it was a name. I was trying to sell her on it for a long time. It was one of them things where it's like I knew that I wanted it, but I couldn't say it because I didn't want her to shoot it down too fast off a knee jerk reaction. So I threw
Yeah.
a weird one, see if she throw it. You know what I mean? Because I knew she was gonna gun those down as soon as I threw them out there. So I threw a little couple throwaways at her, and then she shot down one, shot down the other one. I forgot what they were, but then I was like, what about rain? I almost said it like I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That
I
was the truth.
guess.
I said like, what about rain? Come
Yeah. Just throw that out there real
yeah.
quick.
I don't know if I like. What do you think? Rain, and rain. But yeah, it's just. But I do. Giving your child a powerful name like that is kind of interesting because it's like, what are the pressures that you're trying to put on her?
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, but it's I feel that she will be her own person. She will be the person that she is intended to be. And the one thing that I'm confident about empowering my daughter to do is like do everything with the spirit of excellence.
Mm,
Anything she decides to do it with excellence. Do it intentionally, do it hard. Uh, and you will earn that. You will live up to that name.
for sure.
I do believe that as a parent, I can instill values in her that helps her live up to, her name.
Yeah.
And that is my intention. And whatever field she picks, as long as she's doing it to the utmost of her abilities, like she will earn that title. You know what I mean?
Yo, Roger, what has being a dad meant to you now that you're in it? 6 weeks in, by the time this episode drops, you'll be about a month and a half in. Like, what has it meant to you? Obviously, you've had to balance it with travel and all that stuff, but the moments that you've had with Rain and with Tori, what has it meant to you being a dad?
It just gave me like real purpose, bro. Like I was fighting for things. I'm fighting for this game. I'm fighting for advocacy and inclusion in this game. And I really want everybody to understand the value of this space. You know what I mean? And the opportunities that are in this space on all these different levels, right? And that is still a huge part of my mission. Like, my golf mission is really just a quality of life mission for everybody that's kind of underrepresented. You know what I'm saying? But when Rain came, that was like, oh, like not only am I doing this for this, but like I really got to go hard because it is. You know what I mean? So it really gave me like way more purpose, a way more robust purpose, a way more robust purpose, because everything that I'm doing is like, man, I'm impacting the world that she's gonna be left to grow up in. You know what I mean? And so it's like now as parents is like, not only am I doing this for other people to have opportunity, I need to do this so my daughter has opportunity. You know what I mean? And when you think about it in those terms, how you're really trying to clear a path to make sure that your daughter could, your child could do any and everything that they want to do, it gives you like this drive, like, man, I gotta go do stuff. I can't sit around no more. You know what I mean? Like I used to do the little mindless scrolling on IG. I can't do that no more. You know what I mean? I'm like, I used to just kill time doing XYZ. It's like, no, these minutes are accounted for. You know what I mean? What am I doing this for? Like why? Like why am I doing this? What is this helping? How is this aligned with me creating a better situation for the people and the things I care about? So it just really gave me a very honed sense of purpose, and it gave you like much bigger stakes to play for.
Yeah, when you're not playing with house money, when you're playing with your own money, you kind of got to focus the fuck up. For myself, it was the day after my daughter was born. I felt like I got serious about a lot of shit. Beforehand, I was not at all. You could have, like, Hannah could have been pregnant. You could have called me to be like, hey, bro, just come over here to just hang out at my house and do exactly what you're doing at your house, but do it here. And I'm like, all right, Hannah, I'll see you in like 5 hours. And I'd go kick with somebody else. But now I'm fighting for those moments to like show grace and like gratefulness to Hannah for sacrificing, youth and her body and all that shit to give me my beautiful baby girl, who legit just sent me a text of an angry face and said, no cake, ? So I don't know what the fuck that means. Don't let him.
You know what it means.
She ain't got no cake.
Go get the cake. The hell?
Yo, go to the store.
Jesus. All right.
Whoa. Hold on just a second. Before we dive any further into the episode, we got to take a quick moment to thank you, the amazing Father Time family, for tuning in. We seriously appreciate you hanging out with us and exploring the wild world of fatherhood as we try to balance it with relationships, careers, and passions, and all the glorious chaos that comes with it. Now, if we discuss something today that sparked a question or maybe even a personal story you'd like to share, don't be shy. Drop some knowledge in the comments or slide in the DMs. We'd love to hear from you. Oh, and be sure to follow us at FatherTimePod on all social media platforms for exclusive content, behind the scenes, and much, much more. You won't want to miss it. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We wouldn't want you to miss out on a single dose of Father Time wisdom or laughs. We try our best. All right, that's enough from us. Let's get back to the episode. Peace.
You kind of touched on it a little bit when you were talking in your last question. Without forcing it upon her, we know that golf it started off as like something you and your dad got into together. Then it was something you gave up on. You picked it up as a passion. Now it's kind of intertwined itself as like your job. So without golf being an answer, what are some of Roger's hobbies, if he has any?
No, I know my body mass index don't show it, but like I love being active on the fitness side. You know what I mean? That used to be a passion. You know what I mean? Just physical fitness, health as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Uh, but no, man, it's just like um, I enjoy like time with families, and my real passion is learning, bro. And that's kind of what golf gives me the opportunity to do, is like to learn infinitely. You know what I mean? Every situation, every shot is like a different challenge, and you trying to like consider all these things and be aware of yourself and all that stuff. So, but I just love learning. Like before all of the golf stuff, I had the media business, and I was going and just spending times with entrepreneurs and CEOs and learning about how their businesses work so that I could help them tell stories. And that was always so interesting to me, just to understand like what are the problems that they're setting out to solve. What are the solutions that they're bringing to it? Who are their teams? Like, what are their KPIs and metrics for success? So it's like I just always enjoyed learning about things and learning about people. And so, when I consume movies, when I consume, I like to like watch documentaries. I like, biopics. I love things that are like rooted in learning about history. So I do consume a lot of media and stories on that front. But then I love music. I mean, I love like the tracks when artists tell you about, their experiences and their perspectives and things of that. Like, so it's really just wherever there's opportunity for me to learn, like I tend to enjoy spending time there. And a lot of my like golf is just a backdrop for my insatiable appetite to understand things. It gives me that, because it gives me the space and opportunity to connect with people that I otherwise wouldn't have access
Oh
to.
yeah.
uh, and then when I meet those people, the conversations are rarely just about golf. You may have a 15-minute golf conversation, but then it turns into a life conversation. It turns into opportunity conversations. It turns into, things that they're navigating, personally, professionally. And so I just really enjoy people, and I enjoy learning. So wherever there's opportunities to do that, that's where I'll be.
Uh,
And so yeah, so it's not like really a cap on things. Like, you know, I love I love arts as well. I love, all things creative. Uh,
well, Roger's trying to tell
you
y'all
know,
he's a rapper. Wait, that's what he's trying to tell y'all.
I was trying to tap dance around that.
Yo,
I was
He
trying
was
to
trying
tap
to
dance
like.
around
I heard him
we,
say, "I'm a poet. I be telling stories with my shit." You know what I'm saying?
that.
Go ahead, and tell him about the. No, I'm joking. Go ahead, and tell him about the mixtape coming out in 2025. No, I'm joking.
On some real stuff though, bro. Like, it's just music was one of my like early loves, dog. And I had this homie. His name was Terry Powell. Him and my girl got the same. My girl name is Tori Powell. My best friend in high school name was Terry Powell. And so like bro like introduced me to just like music and the creation of music. And he was using Fruity Loops,
Yes,
and we
sir.
was we was freestyling, and we was breaking down people verses, and we was like, we was just really into it. And I really developed an appreciation for like how you could convey yourself lyrically, like through words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I've always appreciated. But what I didn't appreciate is the stigma of saying that you rap. Like, as an educated black man, to like reduce yourself to being like
To
allow
those
people to
words.
hell no, hell no. I would never, bro. Don't you ever. It's almost like being called an influencer these days, bro.
Hey, don't you dare call me a content creator. Ain't no content creator over here,
It's
baby.
just it's one of the most. It's for me. It was one of the most diminishing titles that I felt like you could have. So it's like, yo, that was never an opportunity, like, or never even a thought that we would pursue something like that. But like, I got a phone full of verses, bro. I'll be on planes writing verses to songs that I'm never gonna record, just because it make me so happy, bro.
Hey, Roger's a low key ghostwriter without knowing it. Like somebody's gonna reach out to you after this.
yo,
Somebody gonna reach
if,
out.
if I think Drake had a lyric about his phone getting lost in Cabo.
Yeah. If you find a BlackBerry with the size, bro,
Yo,
sell it to anybody that I know.
so you talked about your love of learning. What has being a father taught you about yourself in these last 6 weeks or so?
It's too early to tell because it's just like everything right now is fight or flight. Like it's crazy. Like
It's facts.
I'm in something.
It's
It's like I'm
facts.
in something, and it's like, okay, I'm about to do this, and I'm doing this thing, and she started crying, and it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this now. You know what I mean? And then she calmed down, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm trying, and then she started crying. It's like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this, and so it's just like this constant jumping back and forth for priorities. It's like I have no idea what's going on, bro. I have no idea what's going on. She crying. I go through my checklist of things. Like I'm trying to make sure that she, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's but I guess like the one thing that I can say that I've learned about myself is like I've learned that when some shit got to get done, I'm gonna do it. Like when Tori wake me up out in the middle of the night saying, "Go do this," I don't even hear what's being said, but I'm on my feet already. You know what I mean? And that was something that I haven't had things that made me move like that. One of the luxuries over the last few years, man. Ever since I quit, like kind of working a more corporate and traditional job,
Hmm.
like I've enjoyed the luxury of. There's a lot of haste with how I do things, but like being able to do things on your own time is something that I've appreciated. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just I move at my time, and I call it God's time. You know what I'm saying? So like when when Tori say like we need something done, it's like, oh yeah,
Rain
it's like it's
time.
not even. This shit is like involuntary almost.
Yeah.
Like we moving right now. Matter of fact, right? So we in our crib, and we just got a different crib, big, more space and stuff. And so, uh, like the crib is literally 7 minutes away from where we live now.
Mm.
And so we got the cameras put up, and Tori getting stuff delivered to the new house that we need. But we got this weird gate situation where the delivery drivers can't get past the gate unless I'm there. And so I'll be doing something, and Tori will be like, Rain's crib is there, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And I'm gone, bro. You know what I mean? I'm out the door, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just the fact that like I got this gear where I could just shut everything off and pivot
Hmm.
immediately. Uh, if there's something that pertains to protecting, her and the household, that's something that I've appreciated seeing in myself, and that I look forward to continuing to exhibit as we continue our parenting journey.
Because you gave me something in that. As fathers, we see life for our, at least I do. I see life for my child from a point of view of I want the greatest for you, and this is how I'll map it out. There's a mom. So how have you and Tori's backgrounds, upbringings, and then how you guys see things now, how have those meshed? And when they come to like a head, how do you guys kind of like combat those to where one person doesn't feel like they're losing to the other person?
I think that stuff was like pre-built into our relationship though, right? Like how we converse with each other. And so every time we talk, it's like we present ideas and then we decide where we land. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but I thought that we did a good job of saying like, hey, yo, I see it this way. And she said, no, but I see it this way. And then us being able to have dialogue to figure out where the middle ground is. And it's just like in that process of having, non-toxic communication, you actually get to learn the other person. And then the things that you appreciate about learning from the other person, you incorporate into how you do things. Her sense of value and connectivity to her family is something that I don't share. I love my family, but like we not tight like that, like my extended family. You know what I mean? And so like, but her family is like, yo, we lock in, we do stuff as a family. This is family, family, family. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So then when she trying to make time to do family things, I'll be like, I want to do these things. And she like, slow down though. This is gonna be important because this is all we gonna have left.
Mm-hmm.
When it's all said and done. We got to make sure we take care of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool, cool. I see you there. I see you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's like, there's other things like the financial implications of like the way that we lived as, like a parentless couple, the things that we were contemplating doing. And it's like Tori want to still do some of them things. And I'm like, hey, slow down. Slow down. Because once we run out of this money, I don't know where the rest gonna come from.
I ain't selling feet on Instagram. I'm selling golf content, baby. Come on now.
I feel like I'm 2 podcasts away from getting kicked up out of here, man.
This
You know
ain't
what I
gonna
mean?
be
So
it. This ain't the
hey,
one.
yeah, you know what I mean? So hey, but it's just, we have, I think that the thing that gave me confidence and assurance that we would be okay as parents is the precedent that we set as far as how we communicated with each other before the baby got here. And so I know now, like there are things that we got push and pull on because both, I mean, it ain't no handbook to none of this stuff that we doing. So when I see something, I'm like, Tori, this don't look right. She like, yeah, that's because it's like this. And she be like, Roger, this don't look right. And I'm like, okay, well, I was trying this. And it's like, we're able to non-judgmentally communicate with each other because we know that the North Star is, how do we take care of baby girl, make sure that she good. You know what I mean? And so it's been, I think our relationship has, kind of blossomed through the parenting experience as hard as it is. It's kind of like, it's fucked up a little bit because it's feel like it's me and Tori against Rain, like trying to.
Oh, it's not fucked up at all. That's how legit how I see me
That's
and
real.
Penelope's relationship. It's me, my wife, Hannah, and her boyfriend. We run a shell defense against Penelope. How you gonna score 4 versus 1? Like you not, nigga. You lost. So no,
Yeah, that's how.
bro. If that's how you feel now, and Rain is 6 months or 6 weeks in, imagine when she's walking. Imagine when she can look. Imagine when she looks at you with her beautiful little baby eyes, the eyes that you gave birth to, that you fell in love with, and she tells you, "No, daddy," with an attitude that you didn't create. It's like, where the fuck did that come from? Who told you? Who taught you how to say no?
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle with that.
Oh, believe me, we all do. All
That's
dads
real.
do.
That's where I'm at right now.
How do you meet that when you get that energy? Like how you extinguish that little flame, that little attitude flame?
D'Amico, you got it right now.
You don't.
Okay, because that's not the answer I got.
No, I don't. I don't extinguish that because in this day and age, no is a complete statement. Like I'm letting my daughter be as fiery as she wants to be, so that she knows she can be.
I get that.
Like
until that nigga turns 7 and she starts telling you shit like what she's gonna eat or vegetables and shit. It's like, hey, no, cuz like check it out. You get like options on what you feel because it is your body, your voice, your right, all good. But you still 7. So
yeah, all we got in this house are vegetables.
So
that's it.
What I would say, Roger, is take a balance of what I'm doing and what D'Amico's doing. Allow your daughter to have the strength to say no to you guys about things that she's not comfortable with. But when you see it as a dad that's like, yo, you just saying no to be a dickhead, you gonna do it. Foot down. When the foot has to go down, it has to go down. I've legit told Hannah, Penelope's mom, I'm like, utilize me as the tough voice. My voice is tough enough to get Penelope to stop because I can get grown-ups to stop. So I'll be the bad guy. Because eventually Cousin's going to know that I'm cool as shit. So we'll be able to kick it at a certain point. She want to go to brunch with daddy eventually.
She got to earn it.
She got to earn it though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get it. There you go, Rod. Your dad, I feel like has such a... You hold your dad at such a high level because of not only like what he was able to instill in you as a father and as a young man, but the men around your dad, your uncles that you talk about, his cop friends, like all those guys, when you posted the video of all y'all going out and kicking it, I was able to see Roger being like 13 years old, 14 years old, taking his dad on a trip. It wasn't Roger as a grown-up. Yeah, it was Roger as a grown-up, but like the 13-year-old was able to be like, hey, dad, let's go play golf again. And it was just y'all two. So like you are going to be such a great father, brother, and I want you to know you're going to be such a great father that it was a reason why 10 episodes, every single person said talk to Roger, and your baby wasn't even out yet. You are an amazing character that when you turn it off, everybody's like, oh, that's why motherfuckers draw over to him. It's not just the IG dude. It's not just the dude telling you that golf head covers are trash. It's the dude who is able to tell you, like, within my fears of this whole fathering thing, I'm executing it with, like, the grace of a nigga who has 7 championships. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, give yourself, this is the time where we all stop. And in the chat, thumbs up, clap hands. Roger is the epitome of what we should be wanting to achieve as the content creation ex-Black father. Because he came from a house that had a mom and a dad in it. His dad has been in his life. You could see it. You see that this nigga's daddy is in his life and he loves his father. I don't know what that means to you. To me, it means a lot because I didn't have my dad in my life. So to see dudes have that opportunity and that chance to, like you said, like show your dad the legacy that he created. Like, you started me. Look what I started. There you go. Your dad means so much more to you. That's why your dad is getting his flowers at this point of the podcast. So shout out to Roger Steele the first for begetting Roger Steele the second for begetting Rain and this conversation. So we appreciate you, brother.
I really appreciate, them flowers for my pops, man, because it's like, in no way will I say that he was perfect and what he did or how he did things, but that man, he really tried his hardest, like with everything he did. You know what I mean? And he was trying to force things, and he was trying to now I'm able to take a step back and just see that all of those things were just like his best effort and him going all out with his best effort at every juncture. Like that's all he did the whole time he raised me, and I can really appreciate that, and it hurts my heart to know that people did not have figures like my father to help them navigate life. Because I mean, the places that I could have ended up, man. Like growing up on my block when I was a kid, it was just so my dad was a police officer, and next door, like we had a bunch of vice lords like on the west side, and so like they house was literally next door. And the crazy thing was my dad saw them grow up as kids into these like these adults, and they was just outside doing what they was doing, right? And so like to see me grow up and our block kind of be kind of this way, and my dad to take that on and say like not my son, like that, it was just like his commitment to making sure that my upbringing was different than the people that was to my left and my right. uh I can't thank him enough for that. I can't thank him enough for that. So everything that I've been able to accomplish, everything that I've been able to achieve, he had a great deal to do with that. And that's not to, I can't discredit my mother. Like, what I mean? She gave me so much love. She gave me so much protection. There was times where my father didn't really know how to love right, didn't know how to tell me the right things to do, where she steps in and she makes everything make sense. She give it all context. She give you the warmth to keep going, to not hate, to not hate him. But I will say that like everything that he did it full out with his best intentions. And yeah, I pray that my daughter looks at me the way that I look at my father. If she does, like I will have done a great job. You know what I mean? So it's
That's real.
yeah.
That's 100% real. So before we let you go, Roger, I got one question that I think Blair's going to finish it off. But in this early stage of your fatherhood journey, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a guy that's just finding out he's about to be a dad, or he's exactly where you're at right now? What's one piece of advice that you would give him as a father, as a partner? Drop some knowledge on him.
Save money and sleep, bro. You could usually do both of those things. Like they usually work together. If you're getting rest, you're not spending money. Like, you know what I mean? And just save money and sleep. Like the cost implications of having a child, I was doing some math on it, bro. And I think that like, you probably gonna like with all things considered, like you could spend up to like 15, 20 grand in the first year, like just doing all these things, bro. And I'm like, man, save
You
money.
haven't even paid for daycare yet, have you?
No.
You can tell with that little bit ass number he put out.
Daycare. Nah.
Hey, school, daycare.
$2,700 a pop.
But I'm just saying, I'm just talking about this first year though. Like, you ever think about your first year costs? Like, what were your first year costs?
Don't ask me those questions. I'm scared.
Yeah, we just
now.
finished those.
Like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah, I didn't do the math. I don't know exactly what left, but I mean, yeah, we finished the year out going to daycare for at least 5 months.
You finished. Oh, so you daycare. You got daycare popping like early, like
month like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. And how much you paying for that per month?
1,700.
Yeah, see.
But we got like an in-home type of babysitter situation.
Sound like a good deal.
Some of those other facilities off like that's $2,500-$2,700.
I'm gonna go to Daryl down the street. His baby mama run a little joint. She got like 7 kids in there and a couple pit bull puppies. They're gonna get me right. My daughter gonna be singing "Sexy Red" next Wednesday, but it's all good. They safe.
Yeah. And she gonna know how to train a pit bull. So like that's kind of like, you know,
on the job training. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
She gonna be a dog whisperer, and she gonna know Sexy Red.
Oh man! All right, Roger. So we could sit down and talk to you for hours, bro. And at some point we will with a nice glass in our hands. But for right now, last thing, who would you want to see on the podcast before we get you out of here? If you could be the person who the last few people that we had on called your name, who would you call to have some much needed father time?
Father time. Who would I want to learn from as a father? Well, I mean, just kind of like to hear they accounts as a father. I want to say somebody that's like good and also attainable. Did you get any Nick Cannons?
We actually did.
No,
it was during our production meeting. Never mind. It was a PM.
Yeah.
I'm playing. But let me see, like father time, who would be a dope guest? You know, I know that y'all probably got Schoolboy already, right? Like people have said him before.
I have personally, but we've not had anybody on the pod say it. So
I'm just saying, like, you know, I think that it's always tough. I mean, but no, actually, Eric Lottery would be dope as well, though. You know, he a father of 2. He got a dope boy. He's very active in his son's life, teaching him how to play basketball. He got a younger daughter. You know what I mean? I've met them both, spent time with them both, man. I think that he does a great job at like being there and being present in his kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I appreciated most about him is that, like, when all of this stuff started to go up for him, like his commitment to family just was not wavering. Like he was like, yeah, nah, I'm at the crib, bro. I'm with my kids, bro. You know what I mean? And he stands on that. And so I've always had appreciation for him, and he's somebody that I've actually tapped into as we were navigating different things along the pregnancy journey, and you know what I mean, and just had a bunch of candid conversations with him about the implications of all of this. So I think that Big Lot be a dope person to have on here.
All right, we'll put him out here. Time now, season 2 a lot. We're gonna have you on North Carolina Stand Up. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but decided to watch the podcast, tune in, listen wherever you are. We are on all social media platforms, all streaming social sites. Yeah, as my brother D'Amico, thank you to our guest, Roger Steele, for being on. Thank you to his girl, Tori, and his baby for allowing us to have Roger for some much needed father time. Make sure you guys hit the like, share, subscribe button. Follow everybody everywhere. We love you. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them. Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.